Twinkle, first of all, congratulations. Udaariya, I believe, was a short journey. We, of course, expected a lot more, but indeed, it was a beautiful journey. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Twinkle, the first question to you is that what was your exact reaction, when you came to know that, your journey in Udaria is going to end? Were you prepared या फिर ये आपके लिए कहीं ना कहीं शौक था?
While performing the scenes, we knew that we are heading towards a leap.
Hmm.
There are a lot of factors due to which the leap has happened, and we could all realize it. And officially, as I said, we got to know 10 to 15 days prior, but unofficially, we all had an idea almost a month back that the leap is on its way.
Right, right. How does it feel now that your journey is ended? Is it a happy feeling that you did your work, or is it like यार काश ये थोड़ा journey और continue रहता? What are your exact feelings?
My feeling is satisfactory. Of course, it feels like there was a little thoda sa NehKam or khela jata, but
जी.
I think it was demand of the hour, and because in the end, people were actually really liking NehKam coming together.
Yeah.
But somewhere down the line, I am satisfied that it was a good. I would not say it was a short journey. It was not. Yes, it wasn't long as long jitna season one tha, but it wasn't short. It was 11 months, few days.
Hmm.
So it was a good journey, and I'm
Right.
satisfied.
Right. So my next question is basically about, Nehmat and Ikkam only. Fans very strongly believe that, Nehmat and Ikkam, till the time you and Hitesh were playing the parts, they never got a happy ending or a happy track. And by the time, things were coming in place, so focus hi pura naya generation pe chala gaya. As an actor, what are your thoughts on this? And what do you want to say to your fans?
Um, Difficult questions once again. I would say I partially agree to what you have said right now, because as an actor, as a performer, I also believe that Ekam Nehmat ki journey was beautiful, was nice,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
there was a little. There could have been. See, I'm not a writer. I'm not a maker. I
Of
can't
course.
make any such comments, which is not in my hand. It's not my call. Maybe they
Hmm.
have a bigger picture of something which we are not seeing. So
Hmm.
I am, as I said, I'm satisfied with all this. But yes, Ekam Nehmat did not have. They had a good ending, but yes, they did not have the time to register the good ending. Like Fateh Jo had almost 1.5 months of performing Fateh Jo together. At the
Ji.
end, NehKam did
Hmm.
not have that time together. I guess last 1 week, and it was very fast. The story was running fast, 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 fast. So the
Hmm.
registration time for the couple to come together and have a happy ending was
Hmm.
not there. There was a happy ending, but again, the registration time was not there.
Right. The second question is, which is again something which fans truly believe, like when your character was introduced initially, so उसका मकसद ये था कि actual में हुआ क्या, फतेह और तेजो के साथ, और maybe the track की जितना भी नेहमत और एक्कम के साथ, गलत हुआ, चाहे वो शादी ना होना, everything somewhere Jasmine was responsible, but unfortunately these tracks were not explored, to their result. As an actor, how do you feel about such stories, when it is not explored to their extent?
Uh, as I said earlier, I would say these questions definitely अगर audience के मन में आते हैं तो जो हम perform कर रहे हैं हमारे मन में भी आते हैं कि initially the
Hmm.
story started about finding Tejo's and Fateh's accident, about my mother, father, about being a journalist, marrying Ekam, having a good life, which turned around other way. Of course, agar audience can see this and have questions in their mind, as an actor, I had the same questions and I had put across the same questions. But maybe I was too late to put across those questions because it was my first debut. I myself did not know how much I could raise my voice to. But
Hmm.
I definitely have those questions in my mind as well. And I agree to the audience who's raising such questions. But again, it is all in the hands of makers. And to
Definitely.
predict, I can't say anything for that. Maybe,
I understand.
maybe the
Mhm.
track that was played had more potential than the track for exploring the questions which are unanswered. Maybe.
We all know that when you were offered this show and when you signed the show, and during that process, you lost your mom, and everyone knows that grief is a very difficult phase or situation to deal with. Now, my question to you is that how are you managing, dealing with your grief at the same time focusing on your career, achieving your dreams? How much has it been difficult for you?
Of course, it was very difficult. And as I say, I don't have a clear memory of that time.
Yeah.
If somebody asks me, I have few flashes. I have a few pages written in my diary. I started
Mm,
writing diary because I thought that is the only way out for me, because you have to be on set 16, 17 hours a day. I could not, even if I needed a counselor or a therapist to talk to and vent it out, I did not have the time because I was just
yeah.
trying to learn everything. As I said, it was my first debut. There are a lot of things which you need to learn as an actor, and also you need to learn from technical point of view.
Mm,
Initially, I used to make mistake. The very basic mistake was I am performing a scene. So till
mm,
now, when the director gives a command, it was always for an actor. But in
mm,
serials, this was not the case. The commands were also for the DOPs. Like he used to say, ki, zoom in, zoom charge karo. And I did not know that those commands are for DOP. So while I am performing, I used to hear
mm,
those commands, and initially I had no idea what those commands are. So I used to look, and then sir used to say, why are you losing, why are you cutting your mood?" And I said,
mm,
I thought you're commanding something to me.
mm,
These things was something I should have known, but वो मेरे को I just don't have the memory. I was just learning. I was just going with the flow. I was वो तो धक्का बज रहा था, and I was going. Of course, one thing I had in my mind, I promised my mom I have to perform. I have to perform. I cannot grieve. I cannot sit. I cannot sit back and say मुझसे नहीं हो रहा. But
mm,
yes, there were days I used to just lock myself in. I used to write it down, and the most support that I got at that time was from Naaz. I never mentioned this, but she was my roommate. So she
mm,
used to see me cry, and she was my hug person. I used to
mm,
come back into the room. I used to hug her. I was performing a scene with Advait. So we were performing the scene, शादी का track. We were performing मेरे और अद्वैत की शादी का track, and it was a very hectic routine, wearing that bhari lehenga, and that went straight 15 days.
mm,
So I had to wear that, and the whole scene, the whole sequence was of heavy crying. Malika chali jati hai, everybody is blaming Nehmat. So cry, 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 and there came a point I had no tears in my eyes. Like my eyes
oh,
went dry.
mm,
Glycerin was not working, the panjan was not working. So when all those things does not work, music works for you.
mm,
And there was this song while doing the round trolley, which got played without my attention, and
mm,
it was somewhere around Mothers Only. And
oh,
I had the worst breakdown on set, but it came out
mm,
on the right time, that the scene came out so well. Sir took care of me later, but at that moment he said, perform, perform, use this. So I remember I just sat down. It was a round trolley scene, जब शमशेर आके बोलता है कि या तो नाज की शादी होगी तभी होगी जब नेहमत की शादी मेरे बड़े बेटे से होगी. And
mm,
Nehmat was always in love with Ekam. Ekam was misunderstanding Nehmat, that she had an extra affair. And that song came up. I had this big bad breakdown.
yeah.
Everybody's face, I remember, they had this question. They were in the scene and they just wanted to come and hug me and say it's okay. Kavita
Mm,
ji was one who was playing my mother-in-law. जैसे ही cut हुआ, so I was not talking to anybody because cut के बाद camera shift होते, there was the scene had to be continued. And I was not talking to anybody because anybody who would come to me and ask, "Are you okay?" would be a breakdown again.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted
I
to use
understand.
that breakdown in my scene, not in reality. वरना scene में आंसू नहीं निकलते. So I remember she came to me and she said, "I'm there." I'm like, oh, I said, "Yes, I know, but just don't talk to me, Abhi." And I remember each and everybody's face at that moment. And then I performed the whole scene. So scene हो गया, cut हो गया. Nobody spoke a thing. सब चुप थे because nobody had anything to say. And then sir took me on a side. He said, "I know this was difficult for you, but you nailed it. And I'm sorry that we had to make you go through this, but we have no other choice. We have to give
Right.
telecast. It's tomorrow's telecast." So he apologized. He said, "I'm really sorry for that." And I was like, "No, sir, it's fine." And then he said, "You go to the room. Don't talk to anybody. Go into your room." I went into my room. I smashed my room and I cried loud. And then Naaz came. She hugged me. Naaz and Malika. Why I said I have the most bonded with them, because they both were there at that time. They have seen the whole journey. They came, they hugged me, and then they let me, flow with it. And then after an hour, I came back to my senses. Okay, okay, I'm here.
Yeah. No, but I can feel all those emotions that while you are saying, even though I haven't met you and we haven't had a word, but all I wish is that jahan bhi aapki mom hogi, she's always with you in some or the other power, and you
Yeah,
really, really do make her more proud.
thank you.
I also wanted to know, how was it working with Isha as well as Sonakshi? Anything which you can say?
Isha, as I said, she's the energetic one. Of course, she's a veteran of Udaariyaan. It was fun working with him. She's a good, fun-loving girl who loves to party every Saturday night, and very energetic. The one thing I would always say, very energetic, and one thing we have in common is dance and sleeping within seconds. रही बात सोनाक्षी की, I would say Sonakshi is very intellectual, very mature, and she has very strong aura while keeping her boundaries. Even with me, she used to love me. I love her. I remember हमें इस रूम में जब वैसे गुस्सा आता था, हम दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ से टग ऑफ वॉर करते थे. Then we used to laugh and we used to sit on our beds. So, but she has this clear boundary कि I don't like this. This is my boundary, and you have to respect this. And मुझे कभी इस बात का बुरा नहीं लगता था. I always used to say that I admire you for having these guts to tell even your friend on face that I don't like this. So she was very intellectual, and I was very true with my emotions. Me and Malika used to call her our free therapist on set, and she was a sweetheart. Trust me, she was.
Okay, okay. So the last question.
Last
We
thing I
hope.
would like to say,
Yeah,
I
sure,
would like to say for Naz on screen, because
sure.
we shared a bond. We used to love performing together, और हमारे
Okay.
scenes बहुत कम आते थे. हमारे scenes initially साथ में आते थे, end में नहीं आते थे. But we used to love performing together on screen and off screen, and sometimes it used to be fun, and sometimes it used to be difficult to control each other's real emotions at that moment. So it was fun. It was always fun with her.
Right, right. Okay. The last question. We
Hmm?
have, heard in the news, and maybe you have also mentioned in some of the interviews that you're already preparing for your next project. Anything which you are allowed to share, or which you can share? What is your next project, or anything which you can say? No, nothing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Once things finalize for me,
Yeah.
like 100%, then only I can bring it out.
Right,
Else, it's
right.
no use. I say something and it's good if it turns around. If it doesn't, it's gonna come out weak. So it's better
Right.
I bring things out once they're confirmed.
Yeah, yeah. There's also some news that you have been approached for a reality show. Is this something which is in process, or you can't talk about it right now, or it's completely
Not say
rumor?
anything for anything right now.
चलो, no worries. But we do hope कि आप जब भी वापस आओ, किसी भी मीडियम में, you come with a bang and with a beautiful role and with a beautiful character. Thank you so much, Twinkle, for such a lovely interview. Wishing you all the best, and may you achieve great success. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Take care.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Hi, this is Ayushi Khurana and you're watching me on Glitz Vision USA.